Cape Fear history and mysteries.
This is Charles Otten, a local storyteller giving us the beginnings of the world's most famous pirate, with the help from the Raven of Topsail, North Carolina.
The birth of Blackbeard.
So, North Carolina, and Wilmington specifically, have a deep and rich history with piracy. Now, the first thing I'd like to do is dispel some of the myths, the first being the golden age of piracy. What we know that as actually only lasted from about 1710 to 1726. That's when all the pirates you'd recognize were active along the Atlantic coast and in the Caribbean. Guys like Benjamin Hornigold, Edward Lowe, Calico Jack Rackham and his ladies, Mary Read and Anne Bonny, the gentleman pirate Stede Bonnet, and of course, probably the one that inspires the most fear and legend, Mr. Blackbeard himself. Now, another thing to realize is that all the colonies dealt with piracy differently. Down in South Carolina, up in Virginia, they weren't big fans. They'd just as soon see a pirate hanging from the noose. But North Carolina benefited from a governor in Charles Eden and a chief justice in Tobias Knight that saw the benefit pirates could bring both to the community as well as their personal pocketbooks. Now, another misconception is the idea of pirate treasure. Hollywood's given us the idea that these pirates were rolling around with ships filled with gold and silver and gemstones. And don't get me wrong, if a pirate captured a ship that had those things on board, they were certainly more than happy to take it. But their real treasure was everyday goods. It was merchant ships filled with sugar, spices, metal, wood. They'd capture these ships, they'd take the goods back to port, they'd sell it at an extremely discounted price. So Blackbeard, Edward Teach, Edward Thatch, they're all aliases of a man we believe to have been born in Bristol, England. He was most likely a privateer in Queen Anne's War. And as the war concluded in 1713, many of these privateers realized they weren't making any money as merchant marines and started turning to piracy. So it was around 1716 that we see our first mention of Edward Thatch commanding a ship riding alongside of Benjamin Hornigold, and the two men pillaged together for about a year and a half.
All right, men, lower the sails and ready to cannon.